Hi guys, I'm Elizabeth from Dundee Science Centre, and today we're here at St Andrews Aquarium with Finn and Chris, and we're going to learn about what they get up to here and a bit more about marine conservation. So to start off, could you just give us a little introduction about the work you guys do here and what you get up to?
Yeah, absolutely. Here, at St Andrews, I think conservation education is one of the kind of forefronts of what we try and do here. I think in kind of recent years, especially kind of zoos and aquariums and stuff like that, have had to step up and be that front line of promoting that conservation and education things as well. So here in St Andrews, we do actually run a few things. So the first one we do is actually a beach clean, just like kind of around the current area we're in at the minute, and it means that we get involved, we've got volunteers that get involved, and anyone can really get involved as well. And it's not just a beach clean, it's not just picking up stuff like that, but what happens is it kind of gets sent away to, for example, the Marine Conservation Society, and they take it in and they do a survey and they put that on to their reports and things like that. So it's helping kind of understand a bit more about what's going on around here. In here we do education programmes, so we do have like school groups visit, we've got college groups that come in interested in specific things, for example like plastic pollution, it can also be careers and things like that as well. We've got different enclosures that we kind of try and promote that biodiversity as well. So we do try and make sure it's not just you looking at the one animal inside that enclosure, but we've got live plants with different animals in there as well, which is all trying to be part of that ecosystem and promote that biodiversity as well.
Yeah, that's great. So why do you feel it's important that people learn about these different animals? You've got a lot more than just sea life here as well. You've got meerkats, you've got monkeys. What's important to know about these animals and habitats?
I would say the important bit is that when you look at like the kind of fluffy, cute animals, everyone's attracted to them, but there's a much wider group of animals that don't get a lot of recognition, and that's what we're trying to do. So a lot of things like the small mantella frogs that we keep here, it's a small little golden frog that a lot of people just overlook. They think, oh, it's a frog, but they do play a critical part in their ecosystem. They'll eat the small flies. They are part of a bigger food chain, and unfortunately they are in a dramatic decline in the wild, and we're trying to push forward breeding for them. So we're trying to highlight a lot of the animals that don't get a lot of recognition from larger groups, but also through social media and the wider areas as well.
So is there ways people can get involved and like help out, volunteer? Like how can people do their little part?
There is a lot of legislations that are constantly changing through the time, so a lot of legislations will be updated. There might be a little bit of changes needed that need some public support, so through campaigns and petitions that are online, people can sign up to them. Also contacting other groups as well to try and promote that, say look, you're missing this, you should try and highlight these areas as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're looking to kind of try and get involved in helping out around your local area, even I know it's not anything difficult to, for example, the beach cleans that we do. There's absolutely nothing stopping you from hosting your own beach clean. You can go and join your own, again on the Marine Conservation Society as well. You can go in there and you can sign up yourself. But yeah, mostly just kind of helping out, volunteering that way, building your kind of experience as well.
Yeah, sounds great. So obviously you guys both working here, other people I'm sure want to get involved in conservation careers but don't really know how to get there and what steps to take, and I'm sure there's many different routes. So do you have any advice for people who might want a career in conservation?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know especially kind of when I was in school and things like that, animal care or zookeeping and things like that was one of the seen as a much more competitive field, and it very much is, but it's not just a case of you need to go to your university or your college and get your degree and actually win. I think nowadays, especially here as well, experience is one of the major things that we'll look at if you want to get into that field as well. So whether that's volunteering with ourselves, we run a volunteer programme, reach out to places, anywhere is looking to take on an extra pair of hands, extra bit of help. It doesn't matter if it's a zoo or aquarium, it can be sanctuaries or anything like that. That's one of the most important ways to try and get yourself in. Obviously, if the kind of academic route is one that want to go down, absolutely. I mean, it's a great way to kind of get your feet in and get that kind of base knowledge as well. But I would say experience is probably the most important thing to do. That and just keeping up to date with the kind of relevant affairs, I suppose, in this field. And networking as well is one of the main ways actually. If you're volunteering, you're making all these connections, you can contact people, and that way you can kind of get yourself into that field and get yourself known in that field as well, and it can be much easier.
Yeah, that's great, it's really interesting. So finally, a fun little question we're kind of asking everyone on this series is, do you have a favourite Scottish wildlife fact, animal fact?
When we talk about kind of nature and wildlife, for the most part anyway, a lot of people's minds kind of wander to your more exotic places, for your coral reefs or your rainforests and things like that. And a lot of the time, the kind of your local, your native wildlife gets kind of overlooked. When in actual fact, you know, we've got an incredibly diverse amount of wildlife here. You get over around 90,000 species of different animals that actually live here in Scotland, and that can range from your orcas, you've got snakes and lizards, you've got all these kind of things.
So there's a lot more closer to home than further afield that a lot of people do overlook and see. So a lot of the cool stuff is actually closer to home than a lot of people think.
Great, so interesting to find out what's right here on our coastline. So yeah. Is there anything else you guys would like to add, where people can find more information about the aquarium? Or?
Through our website we've got plenty of kind of different ways that you can get involved. Obviously we do run a volunteer programme. We're trying to promote that education side as well, whether that's kind of getting school trips out for educational wise, or if you're just wanting a day out with the class and things like that as well. I think education is so vital at the minute, not just learning, you know, making those links between your animals and your environment. You know, it's all well and good kind of knowing what's happened, trees are being cut down or plastic gets thrown in the ocean, but it's important to also kind of learn why that's happening, how it's affecting things like that as well. So yeah, I would really encourage anyone to come and visit the aquarium to learn a little bit about these guys or animals in here, and also kind of how they all fit into the natural kind of ecosystem that we have here in Scotland as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us today at St Andrews Aquarium.
No problem at all.
We'll leave all the links to their websites and more information down in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the rest of the series and finding out about St Andrews Aquarium when you come visit yourself one day.